Hey everyone, welcome to another match of Izzet Typhoon Delver. Today we are playing Izzet through the breach, or just red-blue through the breach. So we're playing combo, and we're going to see how our aggro-oriented Typhoon, Shark Typhoon deck is going to fare. So our opening hand, I wouldn't say it was the best hand to keep, honestly. The only reason I kept it was because of sleight of hand. It was the only bias that sold me on the hand, because we could, potentially dig for a threat or something else. We got Delver anyway, so a bit of a risk, but calculated. We had counters in our hand, so we could control our opponent a bit if necessary, which is an aspect of this deck as well, not just the Simic version. So Serum Visions comes down. Anytime I see this type of sequencing, I have a feeling that our opponent is playing combo, especially when they Serum Visions before they fetch. Now that could be because our opponent's being an idiot, but I tend to give them the benefit of the doubt. Delver doesn't flip because of Shark Typhoon, but whatever. So opponent does nothing. Not the best feeling in the world. Now we have a bunch of Shark Typhoons. I figure let's cycle one, draw a card anyway. Get some extra threats on the battlefield. Archmage's Charm is pretty good. So what you see here right now is that we are building up a bunch of threats. A bunch of permission. And that means that we're going to be able to counter anything that we are afraid of for the foreseeable future. So we have 2 Force of Negations, we have Archmage's Charm, Mana Leak, we have Shark Typhoon that we might just keep as a pitch spell. Yep. So for now, our opponent's just digging. And I have no problem with them digging. So we draw a 3rd Force of Negation. And that just makes things a bit ridiculous. Alright, let's see what we draw. Oh, no, our opponent's going to fetch first. Alright. A Braid. Gotcha. I guess they were playing around Force of Negation or something. I don't know what they were. But I'm going to Mana Leak it. Yep. There we go. So we draw... Okay, so we drew all of our Force of Negations. I can't complain given what I sense we're playing against here. Having 4 Force of Negations in your hand is kind of unfair to our opponent, but I don't care. I play him because I want to play him. I don't have him in the deck because, I just want to show it off. But this is kind of excessive. Luckily we're playing combo, because if this was some aggro deck, we'd be screwed. So, as I was sensing with my spidey senses, Through the Breach comes down. Or let's go. They're going to try to. But we have so much redundancy here that, yeah. So let's start off with a Force of Negation number 1. Here I'm struggling with getting rid of those stupid windows in Xmage. I cannot wait for MTG Arena to have Modern as part of the format. So they have a remand, we have an answer to the remand, and we can answer one more counter even if they had it. Here I'm just fed up of those stupid windows. And our opponent just does, decides to quit because they have no way of winning. Alright, so we are playing Through the Breach. Disable Stroke makes sense here. Some other cards may not make as much sense. I'm not liking Archmage's Charm. Disable Stroke is going to be a lot more effective here at 2 mana. Our opening hand is very aggressive, not very control-y. Control-y is the correct professional term. So we're not very control-y with this opening hand. It's basically all gas, no breaks. Yes, I did come up with that on the spot. Yeah, it's all gas, no breaks, basically. No permission. And that's okay early on, but we need to draw into permission pretty soon, because our opponent essentially doesn't care how much damage we do as long as they are above 0, right? Because Through the Breach is going to come down, they probably get Emrakul, and then it's game over. So we gotta start digging for answers to their spells. But we also need to, you know, flip our Delvers. So Repeal's gonna come down and be very annoying. They get a card draw off of it as well, which is also severely annoying. It's gonna slow us down a bit. Not exactly what I want to see. And we get a flip on the Delver. We would have had 2 flip Delvers. Now we only have 1. It's frustrating. So we draw an island. Storming Entity is not what I want to see here. Yep. It looks like I kept the land on top though, which is interesting. I think my idea is here I want to basically vomit out my hand as quickly as possible. So we get a remand, which is also going to suck. Interestingly enough, our opponent is playing the tempo game right now. So we're going to attack in, obviously. Our opponent is still a couple of turns away from being able to cast through the breach, so we're okay for now. Boseiju comes down. I haven't seen that card in a long time, and that's scary to me. That card is scary because they can then cast their spell unhindered by us. We could have a full hand of Force Negations. It's not going to do a thing, so that is concerning. Okay, another repeal. Alright, there goes Delver of Secrets. We can... I didn't mana leak it seems, here, because I just wanted to play 2 Delvers. So, I guess that's fair. Alright. Opponent still doesn't have it, we hope. A Braid. So, we don't get the flip. We can get a Storming Entity this turn. And pump up our Sprite Dragon a bit. So I think that's fair. We need to really put the pressure on as soon as possible. So our opponent's down to 8. We're going to swing in for 4. I assume a Braid comes down now. Thing is, if we mana leak it, they can answer it. So the mana leak here was kind of... it was semi-efficient. My thinking here was, let's at least bump up Sprite Dragon, but yeah, it's not going to work. So, there goes Sprite Dragon. That honestly was just a really crappy play on my part. Just completely crappy. I shouldn't have done that. And I might have punted the game because of it. So, this is the moment of truth. If our opponent has it, it's a win. So, we know we're flipping. We're coming down for 9. And it's game over. Alright, so we got through just in time, despite me almost punting the game near the end there, game 2. Yeah, I mean, this was a combo deck. Inevitably, they're searching for their combo pieces, and we need to race them or stop them. Game 1, we played the stopping game, so that was more breaks than anything else. We were just stopping their combo from actually working. Game 2, we're all gas, so we're just kind of pushing them, and they had to spend time and resources stopping us or slowing us down. So I kind of like that dichotomy, you know, each game was a bit different. We had a different strategy for each one, and that kind of shows you what this deck is capable of. So there can be games, or there can be parts of games, where you're just full out attacking and putting pressure on your opponent, chipping away at their life. And there can be other games where you could be doing that, and you could also just be playing the control game, the control strategy. Slow things down a bit, stop what they're doing, and then put down the pressure when necessary. Ideally, you're doing that with a Sprite Dragon on the battlefield, so you're pumping it even as you counter their spells. But yeah, hope you enjoyed that match. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. If you enjoy my content in general, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow me on Twitter. I try and stay pretty active All that stuff really helps me out a lot. Shout out to my patrons as well. Thank you for your support. Thanks, and have a good one.